Oh, are you? I'm hiding. I'm incognito. 3, 2, 1. Everyone's coming now. Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hello, welcome. This is exciting, isn't it?
Isn't it though?
Well, what are we going to be doing today?
We're going to be making cheese scones, first of all. And then if we have time, we're going to give a very quick recipe from our Pantry Cheats cookbook that's coming up.
Right.
On a very quick way to make potato, interesting, potato wedges in the microwave.
And for those that don't know, today, this is our lovely state president. So this is Elaine Johnson. So we've got her making the scones because she's the queen of scone making, some of us think. So how long have you been in CWA?
Over 35 years.
My goodness. Some of us, that might be nearly my age, I can't say. And which branch did you start at? Queriting.
Yes.
And then
I attended my first meeting when I was 9 at Young. So there you go.
Yes. Oh, you are very young.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
And today, so cheese scones, so is something you make all the time?
I do. It's family favourite.
Yes.
And let's get started.
Yes, let's do it.
So we're going to start off with 4 cups of self-frozen flour and a pinch of salt in here. I've chosen to put 2 in already.
All right, cheating's okay. And I can see you measuring really carefully.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Ladies, just remember, a recipe is a guide. What you do with it is entirely up to you. Make it your own. Change whatever you like. It's the best way to go. So then into that, I'm going to put a pinch of salt.
Pinch of salt.
If I can get it out of this bag, because it's
that's all right.
a spill-proof bag.
Oh, that's okay.
Pinch of salt only.
Some butter.
And some butter, 125 grams.
Is this salted or unsalted butter?
It's salted butter. That's why you only put a pinch of salt. Don't go crazy on the salt.
Okay, yep.
But it does make a difference if you do. Now, some of you might want to use your food processors to make your scones. I just find that if I use a food processor, the scones don't rise the same. I think it's the heat of your hands rubbing the butter or the fat into the flour that makes the difference on how the scones go.
Yeah. So it's good for your mental health cooking anyway. Be part of the actual process and the end product.
And it's great for arthritic fingers because they're getting a workout, working the butter through the flour.
Nice.
So there we go.
Lovely. And do you make all different types of scones yourself as well, or mainly the cheese?
I do mainly cheese, but I do make date scones as well. They're pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Do you make anything with chocolate? Seems as it was just Easter, throw a few Easter eggs in maybe.
Yeah, we do have chocolate in our house.
Oh, very good.
Absolutely.
Oh, lovely.
Absolutely.
And you're just sort of rubbing that all
rubbing the fat into the flour.
in together.
Sorry, I'm not going fast enough.
No,
people, but there you go.
Great. It's great. So this is CWA's first ever time that we've done an online cooking demo. CWA started to go online last year thanks to COVID. We had to adapt, didn't we?
We did.
So, CWA's always adapted since 1924 to the needs of the community. And last year, suddenly we had all these members spread everywhere and they couldn't get together. And we had some Zoom get-togethers with our state president, which was really nice. And then sort of from that, look what's happened. Maybe this wouldn't have happened, so quickly if it hadn't have been for COVID. So
well, it wouldn't have because we did swap recipes some days online or swapped ideas about what we're going to have for tea and that. And from that came the idea of the Pantry Cheats cookbook, because we thought, what could you cook on what you just had in your pantry cupboard if you couldn't go to the shop?
Yes. So. Oh, yes. And we're going to be talking about that later, the Pantry Cheats cookbook. That's going to be coming out soon, which is exciting. Well, that's looking good. And good to involve the kids as well.
Yes,
like, get them in there.
If they've got clean hands.
Yes.
If you bump it, the bits that you haven't rubbed in will come to the top and you can see them.
So that's one of the secrets.
That's a secret.
Oh, don't tell anyone.
Not really a secret, but there you
go. Well, it was a secret to me because I've never made scones.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Now, next thing.
Do you want to bring it up to the camera so that
yes.
everyone can see?
Everyone can see.
Oh, look at that.
So, yeah, that's
Okay.
his shape. Now look, there's some come
the
to the
lumps
top.
come to the top.
Just a little bits of butter that haven't been
Wow.
rubbed in.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
So that's always handy to know.
lovely.
Mm-hmm. I'll steer
So
well.
too far in there, we've got
I'm
the flour, the salt. Oh, look at this.
I'm losing my apron.
Oh, gosh, your assistant needs to work.
I
Flour, the salt, we've got the butter.
I cheated. I didn't cross the straps at the back.
Oh, that's okay.
Now, on knife.
And we'll mix
Now,
through.
when you mix with your scone dough, always use the knife so you don't get rid of the air that's gone through the mix.
Right. I was reading somewhere recently that it said about scones that, you know, a metal bowl and like using a metal knife, that was a benefit as well, as opposed to using, you know, a plastic bowl, whether that's a truth or not.
Well, I've been using this bowl for about 40 years, so I reckon that's probably good.
Yeah.
So what was
We hope
that
it
there?
doesn't fail today.
And I'm not leaving it behind at CWA. I'm taking it over there. So the cheese has been added, and I've just added a cup of milk that has an egg beaten into it.
Okay, right.
Okay.
We have a question.
Oh, wow.
Is it true that you put the knife in the fridge before you use it to get it nice and cold?
If I said yes, I'd be lying. The answer is no. I just grab everything. I don't even have I have to be honest, I don't even have a favourite flour. I just make sure that I rub the fat into the flour to aerate it, and the knife comes out of the drawer, okay? So does and the bowl comes out of the cupboard.
You can try it.
But you can try it.
Struggling, I suppose.
A cold bowl to whipped cream's always good, or doing meringue or something, but
Yeah, yeah.
And anyone that's watching, we'd love to know where you're zooming in from. So comment on the post on our Zoom session so we know how far afield you're watching. Oh, that's looking good.
well,
Reminds me of my Play-Doh days, making Play-Doh for the children.
when you've made your scones quite a lot, you get to where you don't sort of measure things through it, or I don't measure things very often. So sometimes I find that I have to add a little bit more liquid.
Yeah.
Other times I don't. So
Yeah.
depends on how generous I am with the bits and pieces at the time.
Yeah. And at the end today, we'll put the recipe up anyway. I think it's going to be on the CWA website. Otherwise on our Facebook page, we'll make sure we'll let you know where it is. Because obviously Elaine's a bit of a whiz. She's just measured it out today, but so you can give it a go at home.
And don't worry if you put a little bit extra in, that's fine.
Yeah. And the milk today, I noticed you used. You used long life milk.
Yes, well,
So-
that's because I live in the country and long life
Yep.
milk is handy for me.
Yep.
So it's a high-low type thing, but
And that wasn't refrigerated then. You were able to just grab it straight out of the, you know, out of the
it's
cupboard.
room temperature because it
Yes.
came out of the cupboard before I left home.
And the butter, when you put the butter in, was that obviously not straight cold out of the fridge? It needs to be a bit softened.
It's had a 2.5, 3 hour car trip.
Okay, right.
In a cool bag,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, just enough that it.
Yeah, the top
Right,
of
so
the
we've got
cheese.
people from Noangarup. Hello. Geraldton. Oh, love to be at the beach at Geraldton today. Mora, I should say. Bustleton. Oh, success. West Perth. Oh, fancy that in West Perth. I wonder who that could be. Donnybrook. Oh, the ladies in Donnybrook just had their CWA apple pie competition
Oh,
just on the weekend. Heaps of entrants, pretty famous. And Coogee. Oh, lovely. Oh, and Balwara Heights. Is it?
New
Yeah.
South
In
Wales.
New South Wales.
Hi, New South
Hello, New
Wales.
South Wales. We hope you're going okay.
Hope you weren't affected by the floodwaters.
Yes. Oh, gosh.
Now, when I do scones,
Yes.
I broke all the rules because
She's a rule breaker.
I am. Because I punch the dough. A lot of people don't.
You're going to punch the dough.
Oh,
Right.
if you punch the dough down, the only way to go is up when it hits the oven. Trust me on this, it works.
Right, so make this if you're a bit grumpy.
Oh, look, if I'm angry with the family, it's great.
Watch out.
So if my husband's in trouble, a batch of scones goes in the oven.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, well, you know, it's good to have a cup of tea and a scone anyway, isn't it?
Oh, it is, absolutely.
You know?
You're going to be my assistant and put those
Oh,
on the
yes,
tray.
I have. Now, people would like to know cheese. What do you stick in there?
About a cup of cheese. It's tasty
About
cheese.
a cup, tasty.
Yep.
I imagine making it with vintage, if you could indulge. I bet that'd be nasty. Lovely.
Probably cheese is not as good.
No.
But the 4 cheese mix is okay too. If you want a bit of variety.
Uh-huh.
And as I said to you earlier, a recipe is only a guide. If you think you'd like more cheese or different types of cheese, go for it.
Or whatever you've got in the fridge, really.
Correct, yep.
You know?
Somebody said to me recently, oh, do you use the leftover dough? And I said, well, I certainly wouldn't throw it away. That'd be wasteful.
Goodness. How thick are the scones? About a centimetre and a 13 millimetres. So you
enough so that the cutter will just cut them out. So if you can see the thickness of the cutter.
Yep.
That's
Now, if you didn't have a cutter, I remember growing up, I'm sure that my nana just used like a glass or something. I just remember, and she'd go, or even a knife sometimes. I just remember.
You can do that. You can put it in a roll and cut. If you roll it up like a giant sausage, you can cut it too.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
I sometimes make scone dough and roll it out and put cheese and chutney or something in it, make like pinwheels out of the scone dough. That comes out.
Oh my goodness, cheese and chutney, that is like the mix to go for. And shall I put sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top?
Yep.
Right.
You can paint the top of the scones with milk, but I discovered that when I was in a hurry one day and I just threw the cheese on, it still stuck just as well.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Well, it needs to be easy, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. And who doesn't love hot, fresh scones straight from the oven?
Who doesn't?
And then you
got to
can freeze these scones. Yeah,
You can. They freeze, and I put them in freezer bags and put them in the freezer, and just take them out and zap them in the microwave and butter them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, lovely.
Or let them defrost and then butter them.
So how many scones do we make? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 scones. So that'd be enough for me.
Usually,
More than 10.
you can usually get 16 or 18 out of the batch.
Yes. Oh, look at that. So now to the oven. Tell us about temperature. Oh, that one's naked. Well, you know, it's nice to be a little bit different, but we'll load them up. Right, here we go. There we are. Good help's hard to find, you know, because I'm a real scone expert.
So-
First time making scones.
I'll pop those in the oven. This oven's on 220, no, 240 actually.
Okay.
240 degrees.
Go on.
Fan force.
Round about 220
You are
is
accounts officer. Chris.
Because everybody's oven's different,
Just
so you
one
just wing
moment.
it.
And this oven is a little bit
Kalamunda branch.
suspect on its temperature setting, so we're making adjustments as we go.
Oh, lovely. So about how long would we put those
Normally
in
15 to 20 minutes.
for? Right, yeah.
Okay,
And
and use your nose, because once they start to smell lovely and the cheese starts to go pale golden brown,
yes,
you know then they're cooking and it's nearly time to take them out. You
lovely.
can always peek first. I'm just going to wipe this off.
Yes, that's a good
And then we
idea.
might show everybody our Pantry
put the-
Cheats.
Yeah.
Did you put the
Well,
scones
whilst
on
you're
before
cleaning
the
up,
red
I'll keep
one?
talking.
That's right.
Right.
So anybody that's watching, as you know, CWA has lots of lovely cookbooks. So we have the famous CWA cookbook. So if you don't already have this, Mother's Day is fast approaching. Makes a great gift. We've got a special coming out for the whole month of April. So you can get one of our cookbooks delivered for just $30 anywhere in Western Australia, which is a great price. So it's virtually free postage, I think, when I was doing the adding up, which is really lovely. It makes a great engagement gift,
Wedding present.
sending them out of home gift. Everybody needs the cookbook. My kids are 9 and 13. They can literally open up that cookbook and make pikelets. They can do whatever they want to do, which is really nice. So think about giving us a call. All those sorts of things help CWA keep on keeping on doing the things that we do.
Absolutely.
If you want to upgrade it when you're doing your shopping, we've got our beautiful tea towels as well. Now, you can never have too many tea towels.
Absolutely.
I would like to ask you, how many tea towels are in your kitchen?
Honestly,
Yes.
I would have at least 35 tea towels in my home.
But you know, isn't it nice when you get a really nice one?
And I would have 10 of those.
Of course you would.
Of
Yes,
course I would.
absolutely.
Because
So
everywhere I
that's
go and they're selling them, I buy one.
It's beautiful. And it's a nice, nice keepsake to have as well. When you get it out of the kitchen, they can think of you and the scones.
Oh, they can indeed.
Oh, it's beautiful. So we've got lots of lovely things there. But think about that for the special. Ooh, perfect.
Your apron.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
And the
I was
aprons.
wondering about the
I was
aprons.
thinking maybe I was hanging to the side, And don't forget the aprons.
No, and when you put them on, make sure you cross the straps at the back.
Yes.
Don't do like I did. See, I should have done that, and I cheated and did that.
That's right.
And now it's falling down.
We won't judge.
No, don't,
It's all right.
don't.
So our
Don't
apron
judge.
is fabulous, especially with the little pockets. And they wash like a rag, which is great. I love it.
We've had a question come through. Just if you can say, what did you do for the tray before you put the scones in the oven?
Oh, slapped on some baking paper.
Just put on a piece of glad bake,
Yeah.
or actually it was some other brand of baking paper. Might be Coles.
We're not fancy, whatever we had at hand.
That's
So it didn't
right.
spray.
Because it's a pantry cheats recipe, and you have to make what you've got
Yeah.
in your pantry.
Cool.
You have to do what you've got in your pantry.
Lovely. So today, what are we going to do here?
Look,
Whoa.
this is a great thing. You've been at CWA all day, and you should have got home earlier. You're going to have some chops or rissoles or something, and you've got to have something with them.
Yeah.
And you think, well, wedges would be nice, and then you think, but I haven't got time to cook them in the oven.
Yes.
That's when you do this. You're going to chop them up, put them in a little bit of oil
Yes.
and some spices, and pop them in your microwave for 7 to 10 minutes, depending on how many bits of potato you have.
Oh, and
So-
potatoes. Everyone's got in the bottom of your pantry.
Yep. So in this bowl, there's a little bit of oil.
Mhm.
And what we're going to do, we're going to cut up potatoes and put in there. So we'll do that job first. And then into that, if you can get a teaspoon,
Yes.
into that, we're going to put a teaspoon of these spices. So you need paprika,
Ooh, paprika. Yum.
you need granulated garlic, parsley,
And of
And-
course, if you had these in your garden, you could use them, some of these. But
you could. But if you use wet garlic, it can stick a bit, but you still can use,
Oh,
I
yeah.
do, if I haven't got granulated, I just use wet or powdered. As I said, recipes guide, don't get too hung up on trying to be perfect.
Right.
So I'm dropping this into this bit of oil.
Right.
It's sunflower oil I've got in the bowl.
Sunflower oil. But
Sunflower.
again, any oil, whatever you've got in the pantry, or
Yeah, olive
some a
oil.
bit heavy.
If you love olive oil, use it. It sometimes is a bit strong for this. So sunflower or canola or whatever you wish.
Right.
I'll just move that bowl so you can see what I'm doing, cutting the potato.
And this plastic bag obviously isn't just a normal everyday bag, it's an oven bag.
Yep.
Lovely. And it can go in the microwave.
Can go in the microwave.
Yeah, it's halves and quarters.
Sweet. Ooh.
And don't worry if you cut your potatoes really small, it doesn't matter. They'll still cook.
Everything will cook, cannot go wrong recipe.
No.
If it goes wrong, call Elaine.
No. But I'll tell you what, you can do this in the oven as well. And if you do it in the oven, watch your oven temperature, because the granulated garlic can burn. If you're going to do them in the oven, I would use the wet.
Oh, the wet garlic, yeah.
So now it has to have a teaspoonful of salt too.
Oh,
Not a crazy sized teaspoon,
Right. Just a little dollop, not a
a
dollop.
medium,
Right.
medium one.
Oh, what was that?
And so this recipe that we're doing is going to be coming from the cookbook that we're hoping to release in the near future.
Very shortly.
Oh,
Thank
very
you.
exciting.
We've got lots of really exciting recipes to go in it, so you're taking space. We're just having a look to make sure we've got enough of
Oh,
this,
yeah, it's lovely and coloured.
So I'm going to have wonderful fingers now because I've got oil over my hands. That's my beauty treatment
That's
for my
right.
hands today.
Love
Now,
it.
have you shaken that up?
Of course,
Have you got enough extra? Have you got enough
How much
parsley?
do you need? If in doubt, chuck some more in.
Just a little bit more
Yeah,
parsley,
yeah,
so they'll
lovely.
look pretty.
Yeah.
We don't want them looking anemic, that's fine.
It's nice when food is visually pleasing to the
It
eye.
is. So here we go. So just taking them out of the oil and trying not to have too much oil in the bag. And once you've got these all in there, you're going to hold the top very tight and shake that bag. Okay. To coat. While I go to wash my hands.
Okay, right. So give it a good old shake.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Oh, it looks delicious already. It doesn't like chips. Look at that. Perfect, ready to go.
No clumps or lumps.
Oh, of course not.
Right.
So now,
So
I'll leave that bit to you to reveal.
I'm just using elastic band because there wasn't any other fastenings in the packet, but you can use an elastic band or string or the clip that comes in the bag.
And how long are we going to?
We're going to, because I'm not sure on the strength of that microwave, we're going to put some holes in here.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Just up near the top of the bag. Just
So we don't have a potato explosion.
correct. Now, if you put that in the microwave for 7 minutes,
7 minutes? Right.
how's our time going, Jackie?
You've had them in the oven about 10 minutes.
Okay, we'll just check.
Oh, yeah, they're on. Should we get the other ones that we made?
We're going to cheat, so but we have something we prepared earlier, which we did. We just took them out the oven about 5 minutes ago.
Oh, they're
So-
still warm.
Good.
So have a good look at these.
So you can have a look at those. I'll break one open for you. Whoops. There you go.
Oh,
Oh, that's
So,
nice.
I love it how a scone just breaks, like just like that. It's beautiful. Should we taste test one
Oh,
just to make
Well,
sure?
there's butter there. You better get a clean knife.
Oh, right, okay. Have a look. Butter. There we go.
We could get Linda's son Luke to come over here and
Yes.
just taste the scone for us.
Oh,
How's that?
yes. Come around, Luke. Come around. He loves cooking scones.
Plenty of butter.
Plenty of butter. I'm being a bit shy with the butter.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's the top. So we need you to try and let us know what you think. All right. Yeah, have a bite. Yeah. Good. They
Yes,
feel
very good.
nice and light and fluffy. Like they're definitely not rocks.
No.
Which is great. Beautiful. Oh, good.
Delish.
All right, you can take one around the back. Take another one with you for the road for your effort. Thank you.
They smell really good as well.
Yeah. Oh, they're
Two
fantastic.
bags can't smell them because they do smell delicious. And the ones in the oven are smelling pretty darn good as well.
Oh. Now tell us which CWA branch, because I know you, but a lot of people don't know you. Where's your CWA
My
branch?
CWA branch is in Querity, in the central wheat belt.
Oh, so that's about, how many hours away?
Oh, only a
Three?
couple.
Depends on how you're driving.
Well.
Always safe.
Yes,
Always.
yes, always, yes.
Yes. And how long have you been in that branch?
forever.
Forever. Oh, that's okay. And we love having you as our state president. So you've got another year and a bit left of being our state president.
Yes, if I get re-elected.
Yes, yeah, fingers crossed. Yes, that's right. And what are you hoping for in the next 12 months with CWA? What's happening in your sort of area?
Well, we've made lots of changes, and we're hoping to see them implemented.
Yes.
New database,
Oh,
and
that's
some
exciting.
of the other exciting things happening. And of course, we're coming up to our 100-year anniversary very shortly.
Oh, wow, yes. 1924, 2024.
Correct.
Wow.
And we do have a centenary committee, and they're working very hard to make sure that it's going to be an incredible celebration of our 100 years. So look out for future events.
Yes.
That's all I can say.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's great. So,
I'm just going to check the
oh, yes, I was
others.
going to say, check the those, make sure they're going okay.
Scones are rising nicely.
Oh, love that. I can't wait to have one with a cuppa. Now, in fact, CWA is famous. People always say, oh, we're not just tea and scones.
But the scones are pretty good.
The scone's good, and it's also the power of tea and scones. I see we use that hashtag on Facebook a little bit, because really, scones, I mean, my grandparents, you know, everyone's been making them. If you're having a rough day, someone will say to you, come and sit down, let's have a cup of tea and have a scone, won't
Yep.
they?
They were
Like the amount of conversations that have been shared over a scone and just made the day, you know, a better day. So they're great to feed hungry children, as we can see, but they are great. They just solve so many problems. So any secret other hints that you should tell people about scone making? Because some people think they can't make scones. They always fail.
No, just if you just don't obsess about them.
Don't overthink it.
Remember the punch. Take out your violence on the
On the
scone
scones,
dough.
yeah, and give it a go. And if it doesn't work the first time, try it again.
Jackie.
We have a question from the audience.
Ooh.
Their branch is looking into ways to get younger women to join. Any suggestions?
Oh, well, I wonder if they mean younger than me.
Oh, well, here's a younger member who's done very well with Baldivis spells.
Yeah, so I'm in the Baldivis Spells CWA branch, and so we are a evening branch of CWA, but we've got members from their 20s to pretty much 80 years of age. So our branch, I think, is an intergenerational branch, which I love. And to attract younger members, I think you've got to be relevant. Like, you've got to do things that interest those people. So our particular branch does a lot with domestic violence. And sadly, that is a very relevant topic today. We have people that craft, we have people that cook. We sort of have a bit of a mix of members, but I think you've just got to get out there and somehow interest them. You've also got to be happy to accept change, be welcoming. You've always been that person yourself where you've entered a room and you've been absolutely scared because you didn't know anybody at all. So always think, wow, there's a new person coming to our branch meeting. Let's make them feel welcome. Let's think, how would it be if we were walking in their shoes? And let's ask them what they think. Like, I've been a branch president, which I know you have done, and some of our meetings we've had a lot of members, but I think it's very important to engage the people that are quiet, and particularly new visitors are quiet. Don't let them leave your branch meeting without talking to them, asking them their opinions, what they would like to see in CWA, because everyone joins CWA for different reasons. Some people join for friendship. Some people join because now she gets a big tray of scones. Some people are very social. Some people, you know, want to do all the lobbying of the government and making, you know, huge changes. Some people just want to learn how to crochet. Like, I haven't worked that out yet, but that's one of my goals. So I think you've really got to be open to change and welcoming in today's world.
Can I
Anything like that, anybody could get in.
Yeah,
What do you
and
think?
I think you're 100% correct. And I think we have to remember, back in the beginning, the idea behind CWA was to offer the hand of friendship to new people in your area and to invite them along and make them welcome.
Yeah.
And I think that's very, very important. Even today, we must offer the hand of friendship, make people feel welcome in the branch, make sure everybody has a say. We're very proud of the fact that in our organisation, right at the grassroots level from our members, we all have a say in the things that our organisation does and fights for. And that starts by members in the branch then right to state office, and it goes through the board, and then it goes to conference, and everybody has a vote, everybody has a say, and that's very, very important. And the microwave's
Sounds
gone.
like the microwave, yes. And really, in today's world, like the thing I love is so many people still stop us and say, oh, but you're the CWA, why aren't you in the country? And was it the second branch that ever started? Was it the Metropolitan branch? Am I off memory? I know one of the first ones was a city branch.
Always has been 25% metropolitan and 75% rural.
Yes, all right. Question from our special assistant down there, no questions?
Applecross Mount Pleasant branch have a choir and they're looking for a pianist.
Ooh, there we go. So Applecross Mount Pleasant are looking for a pianist.
And we've had some interest in branches in the Geraldton region, so we'll get that person to contact state office.
Lovely.
Probably if anyone does want to find out more about becoming a member, the contact details are in the comments.
Yes, lovely.
Just moving these over,
Yes.
because they've now come out of the microwave.
Oh, you're going to do this stab test?
There's a stab test.
Oh,
Look at that.
So they don't look too bad because they are soft. They won't be crunchy, of course, but they are very, very tasty. And when they've cooled down a bit, you can taste
Oh
them.
yes, I'm like that. They're a little bit hot at the moment. And I was thinking back to what we were just talking about then, just to jump back to that, is that members, you can be a member of CWA anywhere in Western Australia, can't you now? So we have a web branch, we have a postal branch.
You do.
And if you can't find a branch nearby, but you've always wanted to be in the CWA, you can actually start your own branch. We will support you, because it doesn't matter if you are in the city. So many people want to be in CWA because they want to belong and they want to make a change. So many people nowadays don't even know their neighbours. So a lot of city people are isolated. So we do have a lot of city branches, but it doesn't matter where you are. We'd really love to help you join CWA.
Absolutely.
Right, so is there anything that we need to say? We should thank, I've had a mental blank now, I'm so terrible.
Good Things
The
Foundation.
Good Things Foundation. Now, that is amazing. They've been able to help us to make this possible today. So thank you so much. Our lovely state president, of course, driving all this way to share her knowledge with us.
My
Which is
pleasure.
great.
I get to have tea and scones
That's
afterwards.
it. And the wonderful team in the office here at CWA House, they're behind the scenes always. They do so much for us. We're on the phone to them all the time, emailing. They're running the ship for us. So it's much appreciated in getting this up today. And who knows, today we've made these, but who knows what might happen again in the future. Oh, never know.
Some other interesting things happen. We must thank Luke.
Oh yes,
Linda's-
specialist.
Linda's son, who has been a great assistant in fetching and carrying for us as well. So
Lovely. All right, well, we'll enjoy the scones. Sorry you can't eat them, but we'll enjoy afternoon tea.
we will. And would you like to try?
Oh yes, I will. Yum.
See, they taste,
Yum.
they taste very nice. So
Lovely. Oh yes, question.
And cut.